the single way to battle back against disruption is visibility. If you push back with visibility, you'll always have a job. You'll always have an opportunity. So, and that to me felt like a good way to get more wins because again, I was losing everywhere else I was going. I was feeling terrible about myself and this industry and almost getting jaded. So this kind of turned me around.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds, and y'all know what I'm gonna say. I'm super excited to be here today. I'm excited about my guest. I think, this is one of those, sometimes, as a host, sometimes, you're kind of on edge. You want to make sure that you're flowing with the person, asking the right questions. I got a feeling today that this is just going to be easy work for me. I got a guy here that's I know you're going to love listening to, get to pick his brain. And so I'm super excited to introduce you guys to Mr. Arjun. Please, Mr. Arjun, I'm not going to, I don't want to butcher your last name. So I'm going to just say Arjun because we didn't discuss it. And so I would love to put some respect on it. So I'm just going to say Mr. Arjun. How you feel about that? Is that okay, sir?
That's fine, brother. Yeah, you probably don't have too many guests with that name today, so it shouldn't get
Yeah,
too.
yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, man, thank you so much for being here today. I'll be honest, I kind of want to dive in. I want you to tell the people what your main focus is these days.
Yeah.
If you kind of want to give us a little bit of an origin story about, how you got started at what you do, you love the hero's journey. And then, man, tell us what part of the world you're in. So,
Right.
Mr. Arjun, sir, you got the floor, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate the opportunity to be on here with you and chop this up and serve your audience and our real estate community in general. So I got started in the mortgage space in about 2001 in Reno, Nevada, which is my hometown, and I've stayed in it now for 24, 25 years almost now, and it's been a wild ride. In the last 8 years is when I really started taking my role in terms of what am I here to do a lot more serious. And I did that by
Mm,
way of taking command of my personal brand. And this is where I spend a lot
mm,
of time helping advocate for the entire industry, speaking to people in real estate, mortgage, all the above on how they can create more online visibility. Because I was at a personal point where I was ready to quit the industry. And I think a
mm,
lot of people, whether you're in real estate or mortgage, like it's okay to feel like that from time to time because this business is hard. It's supposed to be hard. That's the first thing. You
mm,
got to remind yourself it was supposed to be hard. It was never meant to be easy. So
mm,
what you're feeling is normal and it's okay. I was really getting my shins kicked in here in the San Francisco market where I've been now for the last 20 years. And it's a very big bank oriented market. I work for a small, private, but powerful bank that's based out of Nevada in Las Vegas. And so standing up to these Goliaths can be tough sometimes. And so I was getting my shins kicked in. I was losing deals. I'd become completely commoditized. And maybe somebody, listening to this can relate when you've been kind of put into a box and your real value is never looked at or considered. And I thought
mm,
something's got to change for me here. So I was ready to quit the industry. And I called my performance coach, who I've worked with since 2009, since the market crash. And I said, his name's Kai McBride. And I said, Kai, I think the universe is telling me to quit or just walk away
mm,
from this industry. And he says, look, man, I know you're good at what you do, and you know you're good at what you do, but does anybody else?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
If I Google you, what am I going to find? If I go online, if I ask ChatGPT, to bring it forward now into the current market that we're in, and everyone listening, these are questions to ask yourself as a service provider or a good steward of the industry. Like, if I go looking for you, what am I going to find? And the answer for me at that time, 8 years ago, was not very much. Aside
Mm,
from my martial arts background, which is important to me, and that's what was all featured. My experience as an athlete for Team USA and being a co-head coach for the national team. That's all you would find online. And so he told me, I don't know what the answer is, but you need to do something to change that. You got to find a way to change that. So I went all in on social media after going to a Gary Vaynerchuk event that same year and got not just inspired, but it opened my eyes. The light bulb went off that this is the one thing all of us have 100% control over. We can't control who works with us every day. We can't control mortgage rates. We can't control the inventory. We can't control the news cycle, what Jerome Powell's doing, what tax climate is like for investing into real estate or pulling money out. What we do control, 100%, all based on our effort, is how visible we are. How many people did I get in front of today? How much business did I actually ask for? So, and that to me felt like a good way to get more wins because again, I was losing everywhere else I was going. I was feeling terrible about myself and this industry and almost getting jaded. So this kind of turned me around. And that's now where I very passionately spend most of my time. I still have a mortgage production unit and a great team that does our volume. But really, most of my work is in broader media for the industry, whether it's doing television or it's doing social media or it's running my own podcast, of course, which isn't necessarily focused on just real estate. It's focused on being a better human. But I just know that the industry's way to battle back against all the disruption going on out there, which is never a matter of if it happens, but simply when.
mhm,
It's coming. It
mhm,
keeps coming. The hits keep coming.
mhm,
But the single way to battle back against disruption is visibility. If you push
mhm.
back with visibility, you'll always have a job. You'll always have an opportunity. So that's what I'm really passionate about.
Yeah. Man, I love it. Man, Gary V will definitely get you pumped up for sure, and he will get you motivated for sure. Absolutely. And I love how you said, you took control of your own brand. That's something very, very big for me is telling people can take control of your own narrative. Everybody has a story. You have a story. Your story is unique to you. Take control of it. Tell your narrative. And so I'm gonna use a Jay-Z line, you know, you're just not a businessman, you're a businessman or lady, but you're just not in business, but you are a business, you are a conglomerate yourself. Take control of your own narrative. And so I definitely hear you on that. I want to ask you because I want to pick your brain about different strategies that you use. And so I want to ask this question. I would love for you to answer it two ways. I would love to know some core business strategies that you use to build your brand, but I also would love to know some core personal strategies that you use. Have you talk about being a better human? So what are some core strategies that ground you? I know some people do cold plunge, meditation. So what's some business strategies and what's some personal strategies that ground you as a human being and ground you as a businessman?
Well, I'll start first with talking about the actual brand itself. And I think for a lot of us in real estate, we get a little bit confused and then overwhelmed by this whole concept of brand. What is a
Mm,
brand? What's a business brand? What's a personal brand? What am I doing with my brand? Do I have one? Do I need one?
mm,
Everybody, and I want to keep this really simple so that everybody can at least reconcile this part if you're struggling with it. Everybody's got a brand. You just haven't either taken control of it or maybe you have and you're not doing much with it. But everyone's got a personal brand. And a personal brand, very simply put, it's your reputation. That's it.
mm,
And your
mm,
reputation is the sum of everything that you put out into this world. That's your
mm,
reputation. So your personal brand, when you think about it, this is what shows up to meetings before you get there. This is what people say about you when you're not in the room. So again, I'm very big on checking in with yourself and asking the hard questions.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Well, listen,
That's so good.
the brand of this show, you and I were connected by a good mutual friend and colleague. The brand of this show spoke to it. I didn't even know who you were. I
Mm,
hadn't met you yet. I have the privilege of meeting you today, and I'm grateful for that, brother. And we're going to stay in contact. But what this show does and the audience it serves was its brand. And I already knew it was a very powerful, far-reaching, impactful show with great content and great guests and an amazing
mm,
host. I already
mm,
knew that. So
mm,
your brand is doing the work for you, right? And this is how you're going to outlast disruption, because people will
mm.
always go back to things that they can identify with or that they know, like, and trust. No one's going to be able to just sell themselves the way you did, like right on the spot and in the moment. Like, you're going to have to do a
Yeah.
lot of work before so that you can do what I call the third date strategy. First dates
Mm,
are tough. You're kind of getting to know each other. Everyone's guarded. By the third date, you kind of know each other. You might have even kissed. You know each other's middle names. So wouldn't it be nice to start most of our interactions on that third date instead of the first date?
mm.
And
No,
the
I
brand will
love
do that for you.
I love that. I used to have a saying when talking about dating. I used to say people first impression are the worst impressions because they're not showing you who they really are. They're just
Oh,
showing you
man.
their representative. Like, no, but that's flip
Pretending.
that.
That's Chris
Flip,
Rock. That's a
yeah,
Chris Rock line. I heard him say that on a stand-up. He's like, you're not
you
dating that
got it.
person. You're dating a representative.
You got it. Absolutely. So no, I hear you, man. This is brilliant, man. I appreciate everything you're saying. I want to pick your brain because you talked about your performing coach having to really tell you, like, hey, you know you good at what you do. I know you good at what you do. And so I want to pick your brain a little bit more on facing adversities. What kind of advice would you give to people that's at this fork in the road and they're really facing some adversity? And some of them feel like giving up. Some they want to power through, but they just need a little bit more inspiration to power through. Like, how would you tell somebody, how would you talk about adversity?
Well, I think number one, you got to identify and be honest about why you're here. Like,
Mm,
why am I in this position? Is
mm,
this market induced? Did I not do a lot to prepare myself to avoid this fork in the road or this challenging situation? Was it completely out of my, like, get honest and clear about why you're in the position you're in, because you can't
mm,
address it until you understand its manifest, which is how we got
mm,
here. We need to know how
mm,
we got here. So you might find, and if you're really honest, you might find, you know what, man, I was kind of resting on my laurels from the COVID market and doing really well. And then mortgage rates went up. I wasn't doing as many sales. I've been waiting for the market to get better. That is the problem right there. You don't wait
mm,
for the market to get better. You got to get better, right? You can't control the market, but you can control you and how you
mm,
show up. So that's a simple answer there. But like, and a simple example, but I think it's a pretty clear microcosm of where a lot of people feel stuck is because they're thinking backwards, they're thinking on the path, and they're not recognizing what did I do to arrive at this spot. So do that first. Get really, really clear on that. And then from there, you can actually put together the blueprint of what's going to get you out of it, and whether that's through coaching, whether that's through community or growth, because losses and setbacks and forks in the road are feedback. A good
mm,
market just rewards you for being good at what you're doing and seizing a moment. But it's not a true indication of whether or not you're really good, right? Like, a lot of people said I was killing it during COVID. You know what? So was everybody. So it doesn't mean that you're any good. Like, you're not that special. Like,
mm,
everybody was doing really well during that market. But there are some people right now in this current market, whatever you want to call this market, whether it's good, bad, there are some people that are having their best years in this market. And then there's some other people having their worst years. So what is it that allows someone to be having their best year versus worst year, given access to the same market, the same interest rates, the same technology, the same tools, the same YouTube videos, the same courses and things they could sign up for? Why is it someone's doing better than somebody else? And a lot of that just comes down to the execution and the recognition and acknowledgement of, what did I do to get here? How do I make sure I stay on the right path? So we get really lost as business owners and service providers in this space because we stop acting like business. Like, to your point with the Jay-Z quote, You are a business. You got to treat it like a business. Get under the hood and look at the data, analyze things. Don't just be working deal to deal.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Like, look at what's going on. What did I actually do? Be honest with yourself. Did we really put ourselves out there? Was I really preparing for a slowdown or a shift in the market? Or was I just kind of going along and now I'm mad that the market sucks? No. Most of the time, guys, not to be negative here. It's not negative. It's being introspective. We suck. We need to get
Mhm.
better. We got to level up. The market is the
Mhm.
market. But for you to say that I need everything on the outside to be good in order for me to go out there and work means that you can only go out when it's sunny,
Yeah,
and look good. No, I can look good if it's raining, man. I'm just going to not wear white pants and take my umbrella with me and be ready for it. So do
that
the
part.
same thing. Do the
Yeah.
same thing. So recognize why you're there, be honest about it, and then really get to work on how you avoid this from happening again, because it's a feedback, it's a sign. And if you don't learn the lesson, it's going to keep showing it to you until you figure it out.
Mm. Mm. So well said. Earlier you talked about chasing your wife, and I'm with you. I'm still chasing my wife. 3 years in, I'm still chasing her. And when I was
Learning,
chasing her
brother.
yeah, when I was chasing her before I had her, I've said this quote to her that she still quotes to this day. And she said this is kind of one of the things that kind of really made her pay attention to me. Brene Brown has a saying where it says, "Clear is kind, unclear is unkind." And so when you was talking about being clear about to yourself, being honest with yourself, the kindest thing you can do for yourself is to be clear. Be crystal clear. Like you are being totally unkind to yourself if you're unafraid to face yourself in the mirror and ask yourself the tough questions. And you're going to stay in this rut. And so for 2026, my word is curious. I'm curious about everything. I'm curious about why I get upset. I'm curious about why I choose not to work out. I'm curious about why my business is not doing good. I am learning to be curious. That way I can face myself and be real about what it is that's right in front of me. So I absolutely love that. Absolutely love when you talk about that.
We can't
So
fix
what's
what
the
we don't
next?
understand, right? We got to understand it.
Ooh, that part. That part. What they say, knowledge is power, right?
That's it.
Listen, what is your next real goal? Like, what's the next target for you, sir?
Well, I'm building, and we've been building for the last couple of years, an online community of entrepreneurs, of people that want to get better in all aspects of their life, not business first, but in the mind and in the heart, and just being around good people, being inspired by others, and doing it by ways of collaboration and meeting up regularly, holding one another accountable. So that community has been growing. We've got well over 100 members now all around the country that are part of it, and we're going to continue to grow that. So that's what excites me, because it's my way of having an impact still. I don't, a big gift in my life was being co-head coach for Team USA for 10 years and helping influence change in a special group of people. And this has
Yeah.
given me, or kind of reignited, the opportunity to do that with another great group of people, which are just human beings. It's not
Yeah.
industry specific, although there's lots of real estate folks involved, but it's very industry agnostic. So we've got that. And that's a big focus. And then continuing to lift this industry, and imploring people to be better, level up, become better marketers, because that's the way to battle back against all the disruption. So I do a lot of speaking at events and take part in other people's masterminds to get myself better. And that's really what, the goal is to continue to spread that message, continue to grow our community and have an impact, because everybody who's in this industry, whether they're doing it by way of media, through podcasting, or through social, or if they're actual speakers, or they're just providing the service directly, everybody has a responsibility to leave the industry better than when they entered it. And I take that role as a steward of this industry very serious. So
Mm.
that's where I'm working. It's not necessarily a goal. It's kind of an ongoing thing. It never ends,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't start January 1st. Like, there are no New Year's resolutions for me. We're doing
Yeah.
it every day. We're trying every
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
Yeah. This is not a goal. It's a standard. It's an identity. An
Right.
an identity. So yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you.
Right.
So listen, man. I want to put the cherry on top real quick. And this will be one of my final questions. I want to hammer home relationships. I want to hear your perspective on, are relationships important? Is it important to build, great relationships? How have relationships affected you? So put the cherry on top for me, man. Tell me about relationships. Are
I'm
they
gonna
important?
I'm just gonna get to the end of what I would say and tell you this first, and then work my way backwards. We're gonna Quentin Tarantino this thing, like that's how
Oh,
he's right, which is drop the ending and then work our way backwards, or go to the middle, like it's just all over the place. But
yeah.
let me tell you this: everybody listening to this is one handshake, one conversation, one
Mm,
hello, one LinkedIn connection, one podcast, one note that you wrote down, a takeaway
mm,
from a speaker, one thing away from everything changing.
mm,
But none of that is ever going to happen unless you actually get in the room. And I don't
mm,
mean the room necessarily physically in the room. You could get in the room virtually. You can get in the
mhm,
room or the space. People are going to be your greatest hack to everything, because success leaves clues. So if you want to get better, get around more successful people in this industry. It will rub off, right? You want to grow, be around people that are also in the trenches, that are committed to growing and looking their problems directly in the face, not running away from those challenges, and all wanting to grow together, right? There's great camaraderie and community in that. You anything you want in this industry or space, people will be the hack. For me, everything good that's come in my career has been by way of that one, the significance of one, the one
mm,
conversation, the one handshake, the one decision I made, the one, you know what? Fuck it, I'm doing this anyways. Like, I'm gonna max out my credit card to go to that mastermind because I know it's gonna pay me back 10x, and it may not make sense now, but I'm gonna make it make sense. And it is.
yeah.
It always does. You won't lose with that kind of a mentality. So people are everything. There's no like nobility and exclusivity when it comes to business or this space. Please, like, get around people, because everyone who's growing in this space, I'm sure with you, Quentin, like in starting this podcast and all the stuff you that you the inspiration for it, I mean, you're around people all the time. This is that's your gift, right? Is you get to bring
Yeah.
guests together and into your world and then share it with the world. Like that's the beauty of it, and that's what we're all here to do as human beings, as service providers. So please, like, just understand, it's really simple. People are your single greatest hack, not a
Mm,
piece of technology or whatever. Like, all those other things enhance it. People are your greatest hack, and just recognize that significance of one. You're literally one handshake, one hello, one conversation away from everything in your life changing and continuing to change.
mm.
So take that serious.
Well, listen, y'all heard it from Mr. Arjun. Listen, sir, I appreciate your time so much. If someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, collaborate with you, I don't know, maybe you got a podcast where people can listen to you. Like, how would people get in contact with you and follow you, man?
So the best way is right on Instagram. That's where I connect with everyone, and it's me that answers it, no one else. So at Arjun Mortgage, all together, ARJUN Mortgage, all together. That's my handle. Shoot me a note on there, or let's stay connected. And I love to collaborate and chat with people. If there's anything I can do to help you out uh, within this industry, or connect with you, or offer you, please just reach out to me and ask, because I want to pay it forward that way. And then I have a podcast as well, which is the LFG Energy Podcast. You can find us everywhere that podcasts can be found: YouTube, Spotify, um, and on Apple. And it's a podcast focused on growth and involvement. And it's all the lessons that I've learned along the way, and people I've met from being a coach for Team USA, all these high performing athletes that I've been around in my life. Because, like I said earlier on the show here, success leaves clues. So I don't need to reinvent the wheel. Let me just talk to the people that have done it well, and let's
Mhm,
just copy it. Let's take the blueprint right there and execute on it. So that's what
mhm.
the show's all about. But I look forward to connecting with anybody anytime. And I really appreciate you having me on today, brother.
Absolutely, Miss RG. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your stories. I love stories. Like we talked about, everybody's their own brand. Everybody has a story. So I thank you so much for being a great storyteller. Thank you for taking control of your own narrative. You're not here today if you did not take control. And so thank you so much. And thank you for your perspective. Thank you for the way you think. I believe you have added enough nuggets that will actually shift somebody's mindset. And so I think somebody listening today is going to have a mindset shift around what they're going through. And so just thank you. Thank you for coming through today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Well, listen, y'all can't tell me you didn't have the value. You can't tell me that you didn't get the nuggets. So please make sure you are subscribed. That way you do not miss out on these amazing content. And so thank you, Miss Arjun, again, and everyone else. We will see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.